What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente, the Education 10 here, coming at you guys with another video. I want to ask you guys to please continue to check and subscribe to my channel for more YouTube videos, as well as listening to me on Anchor and Spotify. I have a podcast, sports podcast called Downtown Sports. Please listen in to Anchor, searching Downtown Sports, or on Spotify to listen to any updates, rants, and shows that I put on it. So, the NFL draft was today, first round. And, little different settings, obviously, because of COVID-19. But nonetheless, exciting as it always is. The Jets had the number 11 pick in the draft for the first round. And they decided to draft the O-line instead of the wide receiver. I thought maybe the Jets would go after Jerry Jeudy. I thought that would have been a solid pick for them. But they instead went around and drafted Makai Becton, who did have a problem with a failed drug test, although I think with him it was just a one-time thing, and we're not going to see that again. But the Jets drafted Makai Becton out of Louisville. And videos I've seen of this guy are incredible. For a guy that's 6'7", 368 pounds, who ran a 5.11 at the NFL Combine. That's unheard of for a guy his size, a lineman, to run a 5.11 in a Combine. Okay? And then I saw some other films of him. How this guy could just wallop a defensive end and just knock him right on his behind. Almost like without even giving much effort. It's incredible. So wherever Makai Becton goes on the Jets O-line, boy, he will be that protective mountain for Sam Darnold to ensure that he will have time to throw the football. It also will give time for Le'Veon Bell to kind of make a few moves in there to set up his running game. That is something Makai Becton will bring to the Jets. I credit Joe Douglas for making this move. I know Joe Douglas is a very good eye he has for offensive linemen. And I think Makai Becton was probably the biggest steal of the O-line in this round of the draft. I'm very surprised he fell he fell to the Jets at 11. Jedrick Wills, he went to the Browns right before the Jets pick came. You had Andrew Thomas, he went to the Giants at number 4. So for Becton to be there on the board where he was, and for the Jets to get him, I think we can't argue with that. That's pretty good. I would have liked for the Jets to have drafted a wide receiver. It's unfortunate, the Jets could have drafted any of the 3 that were on the board. The wide receivers started to go after the Jets pick. So Ruggs went number 12 to the Raiders. Jerry Jeudy went 15 to the Broncos. And then CeeDee Lamb went 17 to the Cowboys, who now have a dangerous trio at wide receiver. But for the Jets right now, I think they're in a pretty good position now to go wide receiver in the next round. They will go number 48 in round 2. Unfortunately, yes, some of the big names did go off the board. I would have loved for the Jets to have gotten a Lamb or a Jeudy or a Ruggs. I think any 3 of them would have been solid additions. There's still a couple more on the board. There's Pittman Jr., I believe there is. He's a very solid wide receiver. I don't know if we'll get lucky with the Jets, if they'll be able to get him. But if he's there, the Jets need to jump on a wide receiver. If they can get him, get him. But the Jets need a wide receiver in the second round of the draft. Period. I'm curious if they will go that direction. They also do need a little help in the secondary. But that's something the Jets can address down the road. They don't need to do that in the second round. They need a wide receiver for this coming round. I'll be very fascinated to see who they get, and I will have a video soon enough of that to come, and whoever else the Jets do end up drafting in the remaining rounds of the NFL draft. So let's see where the Jets go from here. Let's see what else the Jets could plug in. But right now, I love the Makai Becton addition to the Jets. To get a guy of his size to protect Darnold is huge. You already have Connor McGovern to be their new center. and he's a pretty big man himself. That's 6'5", about 330, 340 pounds. You have Greg Van Roten on the right tackle. You have Alex Lewis that you've re-signed. And then you have the Focasi brothers. They're 6'7", 6'9". Two very big specimens there. So if there's anything the Jets now did by adding Becton in here, the Jets have literally now, I think, assembled their front line. Oh, yeah, and you have George Fant. I forgot about him. George Fant, he's 330 pounds. Kind of the baby of the linemen, not the biggest one of them, but that is a great O-line if you are the Jets now. And now they have the front line to ensure Darnold has time to throw the ball. That's huge. Now I'm curious, what deep threat wide receiver are the Jets going to jump on? And I still think there are a few gems in the later rounds of the draft. It's happened before. There have been some diamonds that fall late in the draft, and someone finds that diamond and they blossom into a star. Let's see if the Jets can find that next star when round 2 of the NFL draft resumes on April 24th. Jonathan Perriente, The Education 10, saying bye for now.